Sports fans, Joe Cook here, bringing you another weekend recap. There's just something about the Patty Center for the UAF men's basketball team. They improved to 6-0 at home this year. No one bigger than Saturday's 65-61 victory over number 15 Western Washington. Saturday, the Nanniks hung their hat on defense. They held the Vikings to a season-low 61 points, just 39%. The Nanniks led all through the game, trailed only once. The Nanniks led by 14 with 8 minutes left, but the Vikings made it a 61-59 game with 58 seconds left. Austin Bragg had a game-high 21 for the Vikes. But Joe Slocum, he would get a clutch steal. He had 12 points as well. Ronnie Baker had 14. Suge Putsar, he would hit 2 clutch free throws late. He led UAF with 18 as the Nanniks get the win. The Nanniks scored 23 points off of turnovers and were plus 10 in second chance points. Andrew Kelly had 14 and 11 as the Nooks defeat the Vikings in consecutive years at the Patty.
It's really big for us to win close games because we're going to have a lot more of them, I feel, and the more we win, the better we get. So the close games are really good for our team.
Our zone defense worked really good as well as man, so I think that's the key because we just got to stay together, play together. We're getting better and better with our defense. So
we led 37.5 minutes of this basketball game, so that tells you, even though we had some rough spots late, we put together a pretty good 40 minutes against a good basketball team to lead that much.
10 total goals were counted at the end of 3 periods of hockey at the Carlson Center Saturday night. Just 6 minutes into the game in Alaska, they had a 1-0 lead thanks to a Marcus Pissarro goal. He finished with 2 points. The Mavs, however, got 3 unanswered scores in the second period. Jean-Paul LaFontaine, he had 2 goals for the Mavs during that run. He finished with 3 points. But at the 18:09 mark of the second period, defenseman Trevor Campbell gave the Nanniks life with his goal, brought the Nooks within 2-3 going to the third. Campbell had his first career 3-point game. The Mavs got away from the Nanniks, though, with consecutive scores late in the third period after the teams traded goals. Freshman Josh Erickson scored his first career goal off of a redirect with 1:01 remaining, but the Mavs win 6-4 for the series split.
What we did this weekend is something we can build on in a ton of positive ways. And again, I think guys are going very, very hard. And tonight we didn't get the result, but I think going into this road trip, everybody's pretty positive.
The Ice Dogs were outshot against the Wild in Friday's 3-2 loss. Saturday, the Ice Dogs were the Hunters instead of the Hunted in their 5-3 victory over the Wild. The Wild's Nicholas Rivera scored his second goal of the game with a power play goal in the last 3.5 minutes of the second period to force a 3-3 tie. The defense of the Ice Dogs and Kevin Aldridge were key as they tamed the Wild with a shutout third period. Hans Gaworski could provide the offense with his game-winning goal at 7:27. Colton Walter got an empty net goal at the buzzer for the final margin. The Ice Dogs now have a 5-point lead in the Midwest Division. The Ice Dogs will be back in their own barn, the Big Dipper, for the next 6 games. The Mount McKinley Bank Holiday Classic wrapped up on Saturday. Let's go back to Boileau Hall to see who came away with some hardware. In the last day of competition, the Mount McKinley Bank Holiday Classic, the Thunder Mountain girls won 43-25 over the Palmer Moose for the girls' title, and the Falcons beat the Moose as well in the second-place boys' game, 69-38. The Lathrop girls and Monroe played for pride in the battle of winless teams. Lathrop was in control with a 40-24 lead in the fourth, but the Rams cut it to 9 with 2:30 to go behind the play of Andy Clark and Sarah Hadukovic. They had 32 of Monroe's 38 points. The Malamutes, though, they were able to answer with Alexis Shipman and Brooke Lazat. Shipman had 10 timely points, and Lazat had 11 as Lathrop holds on for a 49-38 win.
I think the more games and the more practices and working hard, we're gonna be a great team. I think we can win the championship, Golden State. I really do.
The boys' title game, Monroe battled service. The Cougars had a good start to this one as they went inside to Pendo Dramé. He finished with 11 points. And Reese Robinson had 10 points, put it in some work on the post. But Monroe also had a good start. Jalen McCullough had 11 of his game-high 17 points in the first, and Monroe led 20-15 at the end of one. Monroe got separation with a 34-22 lead at halftime and outscored the Cougars 38-26 in the second half for a 72-48 championship win.
This last game, we knew as a team that we had to finish it out. Because the state tournament, you got to win 3 straight games, and you got to play 3 straight great games. So that's what we did tonight, and I just love the toughness of our team. I think we might have had a little bit over our turnovers tonight, but we still did a great job.
Scooter Bynum was the tournament MVP for the boys, and Thunder Mountain's Ava Tompkins for the girls. Bynum, Tyler Wells, David Stepovich, and McCullough were all tourney picks, as well as Lathrop's Mackenzie Warner, Brooke Lazat, and Monroe's Sarah Hadukovic. And that puts the 2014 Mount McKinley Bank Holiday Classic in the books. And now to wrap up the weekend recap action, here's this week's I-5, the interior top 5 plays. At number 5 on the I-5, Alexis Shipman, the freshman from Lathrop, with a couple of big layups in Lathrop's 49-38 win over Monroe in the Mount McKinley Bank Holiday Classic, their lone win of the tournament. At number 4, junior defenseman Trevor Campbell, his goal from the point in his first career 3-point game in the Nanick 6-4 loss to Minnesota State on Saturday. At number 3, a couple of throwdowns from the Nanick 65-61 win over number 15 Western Washington on Saturday. Austin Bragg of the Vikings and UAF's Andrew Kelly provide the dunkage. At number 2, defense to offense for the Monroe Rams. Tyler Wells with the block, getting up, and Scooter Bynum finishes on the leak out as Monroe beat Service 72-48 in the Mount McKinley Bank title game. And at number 1, Beck to Kunick to Morley. Kunick with the filthy move to lose 2 Minnesota State defenders. Kunick finds Tyler Morley for his 10th goal of the year, the second of the game, as UAF wins 4-2 on Friday over the Minnesota State Mavericks that ended their 7-game winning streak. To pick the play of the week, just go to the KTVF Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages and tell us which one it is. The play of the week will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that's a wrap for sports. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Stay warm, Alaska. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.